Welcome. This guide is designed to give you, as senior leaders, a clear, strategic look at the EU AI Act. We're going to zero in on Article 4, the part that mandates AI literacy training across your organization. And let's be very clear, this is not a what-if for the future. These are immediate compliance duties, and they come with very real financial consequences.
So, here's our roadmap. We'll start with that fast-approaching enforcement deadline. Then, we'll talk about the Act's surprising global reach. We'll unpack what this AI literacy mandate really means, how your specific obligations change depending on your role, why a customized training strategy is non-negotiable, and finally, we'll cover the critical next steps for your organization.
All right, let's start with the timeline because this is what creates the urgency. While parts of the Act are already in motion, the date that really matters for full enforcement and penalties is just around the corner. Okay, so the rules around AI literacy actually went into effect back in February of 2025, but the date that really needs to be circled on your calendar is August 2nd, 2026. Why? Because that's when full enforcement kicks in. That's when national authorities get the green light to start handing out some very significant penalties. And as of right now, that date is just a few months away. The clock is absolutely ticking.
Now, I want to tackle a major misconception head-on. The idea that if your company isn't headquartered in Europe, this legislation doesn't apply to you. That is fundamentally wrong, and this next part explains exactly why.
So this is the central question for many of you watching. Does a European law really reach across the ocean and apply to a US-based or any other multinational company? The answer, for a huge number of organizations, is a definitive yes.
The reason is something called the country of destination principle. You might remember this from the GDPR. What it means is that the law doesn't care where your headquarters are. It cares about where the effects of your AI systems are felt. The entire focus is on protecting people inside the EU market.
So how do you know if this applies to you? Well, it comes down to a few key triggers. Of course, if you're selling an AI system in the EU or putting one into service there, you're covered. But here's the one that catches a lot of companies by surprise. Look at that third point. If the output from your AI system is simply used in the EU, you're in scope. Think about that. That's a massive net that pulls in SaaS companies, tech platforms, really any business whose digital services are accessible in Europe.
So the key takeaway here is simple but profound. The EU AI Act projects its authority far beyond its physical borders. It creates direct, unavoidable compliance duties and very real legal risks for businesses all over the world, including right here in the United States. This isn't a European issue, it's a global compliance event.
Okay, let's pivot to the heart of this guide, Article 4. This is the part of the law that lays out a mandatory training obligation. It's a requirement that every single covered organization has to get right.
And here's the text, straight from the regulation itself. It says, providers and deployers shall take measures to ensure a sufficient level of AI literacy. Notice the language here, shall, to their best extent, sufficient. These aren't suggestions, they're legal standards that we need to unpack.
Thankfully, the Act actually defines what it means by AI literacy. The key phrases to focus on are informed deployment and awareness about the opportunities and risks. This tells us it's not just about teaching people how to use a tool. It's about ensuring your people can make sound, responsible judgments about the technology and its potential impact on others.
The European Commission has already laid out some minimum expectations. Think of this as your compliance checklist. You have to ensure a general understanding of AI across the company. You have to be crystal clear about your role. Are you building it or just using it? You need to identify and explain the risks of the specific systems you use. You must tailor the training to your staff. And you have to weave in the relevant legal and ethical principles.
Now, what you're actually required to do hinges on your organization's role. The Act makes a really critical distinction between being a provider of AI and a deployer of AI.
So let's break this down. A provider is a company that develops an AI system or puts its own brand name on one and sells it. They carry the main burden for things like conformity assessments and technical documentation. A deployer, on the other hand, is any organization that uses an AI system professionally. So if you integrate a third-party AI tool into your HR or marketing workflow, you are a deployer. And it is crucial to understand that your company can be a provider, a deployer, or even both at the same time.
Because these roles and the AI systems themselves are so different, regulators have made one thing perfectly clear. A generic, one-size-fits-all, check-the-box training module is not going to cut it. Your approach has to be much more strategic and thoughtful.
So how do you structure this? Here's a practical framework.
Think of it in 4 layers. Layer 1 is foundational, basic responsible AI principles for absolutely everyone. Layer 2 is about empowerment, upskilling your broader workforce to use approved tools like generative AI safely. Layer 3 gets very specific. This is tailored training for roles like legal, procurement, or your data scientists. And finally, Layer 4 is the most critical, mandatory, highly specific training for anyone who operates a high-risk AI system.
And this really just reinforces that core principle. The Act explicitly says your training has to account for the existing knowledge and experience of your people and the specific context of how they'll use these AI systems. This just hammers home the need for a truly differentiated, needs-based approach.
This brings us to our final, and frankly, most important section. Understanding the real-world stakes of noncompliance and what your strategic next steps must be.
Let's talk numbers, because the financial risks here are substantial. For the most serious violations, we're talking about fines up to 35 million euros or 7% of your company's total worldwide annual turnover, whichever is higher. For other types of noncompliance, it's up to 15 million euros or 3% of global turnover. These are numbers that demand attention at the board level.
Now, this is a really critical point from a strategic perspective. If you look for a specific fine tied only to Article 4, you won't find one. But, and this is a big but, regulators have been very clear that failing to provide proper AI literacy training can be considered an aggravating factor. What does that mean? It means if you have another violation, say with a high-risk system, the penalty for that violation could be much, much higher because your training was found to be inadequate. It's a risk multiplier, plain and simple.
So, the final question I leave you with is for your entire leadership team. When you consider the deadline, the global reach, and these severe penalties, is your organization truly prepared to meet these obligations and effectively mitigate the very serious financial and legal risks that come with them?
And finally, it is absolutely essential to state that this guide is for informational purposes only. It is not legal advice. Your immediate and most critical next step should be to consult with qualified legal counsel to perform a detailed analysis of your company's specific AI systems, its risk profile, and its unique obligations under this landmark regulation.